So do your hair. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Viewpoint at 96.3. As we start off the show, it's great. Started off with laughter. We have two amazing guests with us today. We've got JT and Nick Guzzardo of Guzzardo's. And anyway, it's going to be a fun show. I guarantee it. So anyway, so welcome, both of you. Thank you for coming. So you kind of, like I said, you travel the state of Illinois. People ask, where are you from? And I say Lincoln area. And, Guzzardo's restaurant. So how did Guzzardo's get started? How long has it been in Logan County?
Well, my grandfather started it in 1957. So this will be 66 years on Route 66. So we've been blessed. And now, my son's running it now. So he's fourth generation owner. My dad's still around, still gives us his input on stuff, of course. I've kind of taken a step back since he's moved home and kind of taken over. But yeah, it's just, my grandpa did his 30 years, my dad did his 20, and now we're on the next 30. So yeah.
That's awesome. That is great. Mm-hmm. That's great. Now, they started right there at that building, or they moved? You said your grandfather when he started Guzzardo's.
So when he started the restaurant, it was a horse stable when he bought it. And it's the same as that spot's always been. He started with 16 seats, and now we've got like 180.
Neat.
So we've just added on over the years, and bought buildings as we went. So just kind of small purchases, and now we're a big downtown restaurant.
That's awesome. That's great. So what made you decide to come back to the family business then?
Well, I went to culinary school for a few years, checked it out down there in Dallas, lived with my aunt for a while. Went to school for 2 years, worked at a pretty sweet spot down there. And, the big city life is only for some people. And, the small town life is nice. A lot more time on your hands to do things. And, the restaurant, and it's a big responsibility. But, like I said, there's trouble getting help sometimes. And, moved back when, right after COVID. And it was definitely the right decision.
Mm-hmm. So you moved back right after COVID then?
Yeah, he went down to Dallas. Oh, sorry to cut you off, but he went down to Dallas for a couple of years and just learned a ton. Unfortunately, it was during COVID, so he had to do the this and that rules or whatever. But
yeah,
I couldn't. As a dad, I couldn't be more proud. He went down there and learned. Didn't have to come back. Things happened around here, whether it be health or be business, be whatever, but he stepped up and he's just killed it since he's been back.
That's awesome.
And he's taken us places that, I don't know if anybody knows this, but I ain't a chef. I'm a restaurant. I'm a restaurant owner.
Pizza maker.
I'm a restaurant owner, and every now and then they let me make pizzas. So it's kind of been nice. He looks at me like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I don't know." That's why you went to school, and it's a whole different level. People in the community have seen it. He's putting stuff out there that I didn't even know how to say.
I know there's some
who says poutine. People call up, they're like, "What is poutine?" I'm like, "I don't know. Ask JT what is poutine." I'm not Canadian,
Yeah. So what is poutine then, JT?
Oh man, I mess around with a lot of weird stuff. Poutine is fries, cheese curds, and gravy. It's Canadian, but it's also, from the sound of it, rather Midwest. We sold that a few times on special. I like doing like small appetizers and stuff. People can come in, nothing too crazy. Something $15 you can come in and snack on, especially with the Spirit next door. Get a lot of people always asking, "Hey, what's the special? What's this? What's that?" That's where a lot of our business come from, obviously. So doing stuff like that, just little tiny stuff.
Like I left early last night, and Shelly called me and said, "Oh man, this beer cheese JT just made is unbelievable."
Beer cheese.
I like beer and I like cheese, so I'm like,
the best of both worlds,
gotta be
right
good,
there.
But just that stuff that just never.
Yeah.
We've always been the family traditional Italian, but it's time for us to move on and not just traditional. Have the traditional stuff, but also some different stuff coming.
I've noticed that there on Facebook that you guys are really knocking it out with some different things on your
pizza
menu.
of the month. He comes up with a pizza of the month every month, whether it's goofy or not. But like this month is chicken cordon bleu.
Yeah.
It's a mustard cream sauce. Who would have thought? Well, that's somebody that's went to school and has the talent to make up weird stuff. Well, I call it weird. Sorry, I call it weird, but it comes out phenomenal.
Yeah.
I was definitely skeptical at first making that one.
Yeah. So, we put this hot honey pizza on our menu, and I would have thought, who's going to buy that? Well, it's become one of our best sellers.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just pepperoni, salami, hot honey, and ricotta cheese.
So do you do a trying out of the family and the staff before we put it on the menu, or do you just say we're putting this on the menu?
I could just be up late pondering one night. It's like, oh, I'll go and work, try it tomorrow. Or sometimes, we'll have a slow night. Like last night, we did make the beer cheese actually, and then we'll just mess around and see if something's really good towards the end of the night. Like, hey, let's add a few things tonight. Let's go and throw it on tomorrow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just sometimes things just spur of the moment. Sometimes you think about something for a week if it's going to be really good. And
Sometimes in this business, if you get stagnant, you don't make it.
Right.
And there's years that I went, 10, 20, 15 years ago that our menu didn't change. And we saw it and we're like, we got to do something. Well, then we try to add the items that I cook. Well, that ain't nothing. And so now we're adding items that are good.
Yeah, and you don't want to waste anything. If you get something extra for like an event that it's not actually on the menu, but you want to use it just so you don't have that money go to waste. A lot of stuff that I use for my specials is extra stuff that we got for an event that needs to be used because you don't want that money to go to waste.
Events, we try to do whatever they ask. So sometimes you have some left. So.
That's neat. That is wonderful. So tell me, and I know we talk COVID and et cetera. So how are you guys surviving after COVID?
Well, it's been a 5-year struggle. I mean, we're going 5 years now, and the whole world still can't figure out if they're supposed to go out to eat, if they're still supposed to stay home. I mean, it's of course, the normal people have figured it out, but I'm sorry. Well, I said it already. But unfortunately, it's just, we were told for that 18 months of what we can and can't do, and I think some of those people are still going, well, can I or can I? You can.
I know before we went on the air, we kind of talked about things going on, around the country, not just in Logan County.
Sure.
You've been out and about, you went to Boston,
Sure.
You've been to Dallas, tell our listeners, what have you seen in the restaurant scene, outside of Logan County?
Well, I think we were talking earlier, and I think the biggest
Smaller
difference
venues
has changed that, so these people have basically went to basic, and they're trying their hardest to survive with the basic, and it's just so hard to survive, with the huge restaurant, the huge, like we have a lot of property, and all this stuff has changed, like. Food coming in is 40% higher than what food coming in 5 years ago was. It's 60% higher than what food coming in 10 years ago was. So you're talking about, 60% higher food bill. Well, you can't raise your menu 60%. It doesn't work that way. People don't get it. People don't understand it. So you have to do other things, not cut corners, but try to contain the money, just because stuff, whoever thought you had to pay for gas for them to bring you food? Whoever thought you had to pay to get your meat checked 7 times before it gets to your door? It's just the rules and everything's got their dollar. And unfortunately, the small guys, the very bottom of the world. And the small guys, whether it be Cindy at the Alley By or Charlie at IGA or us at the restaurant that have been here a very long time, we all got these ideas of what to do, but you can't do it when the prices coming in are just so astronomical, I guess is the word.
Are you guys seeing fuel surcharges on your delivery?
Every bill has a fuel surcharge now.
Okay.
And which is fine. I have no problem with that.
Right.
But they only started that fuel surcharge when gas was out 5 years ago. So, so now you're still paying. That's just a charge that never, Cisco didn't have a fuel charge. They brought you your $10,000 worth of food and they left. Now they got to bring your $10,005.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only $5. You get 3 deliveries a week. It's $15. You get, it's $100 a month. By the time you get done adding it all up, even when you go out to Cisco and pick up your own food, you pay a $5 surcharge.
Really?
Yeah, just
I'm
for
driving
fun.
my own gas. But what I'm saying, those charges are there.
Those charges are there. And that's what some people don't understand is all the inputs that it goes in to actually sit there at the table and eat a meal.
Sure.
From the napkins, the silverware.
Yeah. They went from 11 cents to 15 cents.
Yeah.
Just like that. Just overnight. It's changed, and it's taken the small guy. You've seen it around the community. A lot of small guys didn't make it.
Right.
I mean, luckily we had the fortunate, to use some of what we had saved to survive, and now we're thriving. We're thriving. We're busy. Everything's going great. But the last 5 years have been a torture.
Right.
To try to figure out the world almost. It's like, what do we do?
So when you went to Boston for Illinois games. What did you see out there? Was businesses still open at 10 o'clock at night serving a meal?
We went to Boston. We're restaurant people, so we eat late at night. And we've noticed this. We went to Chicago a couple months ago, and we noticed we went out at 9 o'clock, and nobody even let us in. We went out to Boston the other night, and they told us that the North End, which is a beautiful city, by the way, was going to be open till 10 o'clock. Well, we walked there at 8:40 after the game, and it was completely shut down. And I was like, wow, Shelly, look at this. It's a big city, too. It's not just a small city, it's just everybody now. There's just that 9 to midnight push. It's just not what it used to be. Whether the people aren't eating their fourth meal of the day, where they used to order pizza home, whether they're not going to the bar and having, drinks or whatever, whether or not, even if you drive through this small community at 9 o'clock at night, I mean, it's a ghost town. But you think, oh, that's just Lincoln. You drive through Springfield. You drive through Bloomington. Same way in Bloomington. When me and Shelly go out on Mondays, we always try to take a date night on Mondays to get away from everything. If you don't eat by 8:30, you're not getting dinner. And who would ever thought that? It used to be 10 to 11. Everybody's working till, eating till, drinking till. And now, so I don't know. It's hard to, like we were talking about before, it's hard to put your hand on why. But it is. It's definitely a thing.
No, I noticed that. We went a couple of weeks ago on a Saturday night to a pig sale and left it late, and we're going to go get something to eat. And you're absolutely correct. It was up there in Bloomington.
Yeah.
And
Bloomington shuts down 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Everywhere shuts down 9 o'clock. No food anywhere after 9 o'clock. And it's just, who would have thought? I don't ever eat before 9 o'clock. But, that's the way we've always just, we don't get done working until 9.
Right. You're still working. You're still on the clock.
But, it used to be you could go out and get a sandwich. You could go to Steak and Shake. They're open 24. Now you got to go in and order from a kiosk.
Right.
You could go to these joints. No, the inside's closed. When we get off work at 10 o'clock at night, last thing we do is go through a drive-up.
Steak and Shake was a very unfortunate thing.
Yeah. Steak and Shake hurt our kitchen staff's heart, Because, we used to go out there, we'd buy the kids dinner after work, or we'd go out there. And, every New Year's Eve, when my mom was alive, every New Year's Eve, we'd go out there. It used to be Dixie. But then when Steak and Shake opened up, we'd go to Steak and Shake. Well, you can't go out there New Year's Eve on midnight anymore. It's just the times have changed. And it's tough, you can sum it up that we used to sell product for 6 hours, and now we just sell a lot of product for 3 hours. Where, we wish some of those people would wait an hour to order.
Right.
It's just.
I talked to the Bruno family that own a lot of Steak and Shakes there in Springfield, and he said they just cannot get employees.
Oh, it's crazy. Who, Hartzell or Mary?
Hartzell.
Oh, yeah, he's the best. We have a long-time relationship with him. That's who ran the Steak and Shake when we had it down at State Fair.
Yes.
Yeah, so Mary was our girl that we had to go through all the books. So Mary still checks on my dad once a month. Hartzell's an amazing dude.
Neat family.
Yeah, they're good people. Very good people. If there's anybody that you trust, it's the Brunos, for sure.
Yeah, they're very neat. But it is, we were talking about that a few weeks ago, that they just cannot get the employees.
I think the help has probably been his biggest issue, because I never had issue with help. You always had high school kids walking in. Well, they don't work no more. They're just handed everything.
You're right, though. You're right.
And then it used to be the 18 to 30-year-olds that were single and broke worked. Well, they don't work no more. And we laugh, but like I told my dad the other day, I'd hire a 50-year-old over a 20-year-old right now every time they walk in the door
because of the work ethic.
Oh, it's unbelievable, and I don't know what they're teaching in these schools or what they're teaching in these homes. I don't want to make fun of anybody's home. Everybody has their troubles, but sometimes you're going to have to teach these kids responsibility, and it's just not there. These kids walk in, they'll work 2 nights, be like, oh, this job's hard. See ya. Well,
I see you post a lot on Facebook. We're still hiring for this. We're still hiring for that. As is other businesses.
Oh yeah.
Not just Logan County, but around.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
It almost goes by like weeks. A couple weeks you have help, a couple weeks you're good.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden,
one guy that was making that difference, like in even just the dish room, he gone.
Yeah. And it's just today's world. There's no credibility.
Yeah.
Responsibility. I don't know what you say.
Or if it's hard work, we don't want to do it.
Yeah. It's just a different. Well, like my buddy Tony works out at Cisco loading trucks. He said, "This is the easiest job in the world." He said, "I can't get anybody to do it. So all you got to do is drive a forklift, load up, back out." He said, "I can't get anybody to do it." He's a boss out there, and it's just like wow, And it's just even the good paying jobs. I don't know where everybody's at, but it's. But I have a group at the restaurant. JT will tell you this. That we have what we call the main six. You know, JT, John, Steven, Michael, Wayno. You know, those are my guys. And I'll go to war with them guys because those guys will work. I mean, JT works a tremendous amount of hours. Wayno, every day there, you know, got a smile on his face. Michael, my delivery guy. Everybody's like, gosh, don't ever get rid of Michael. Don't worry. I will never get rid of Michael.
He is amazing. I love Michael.
You don't have to worry about Michael, you know.
Yeah.
You know, and he's in it for me. You know, like every Christmas party, you know, I always thank him. And he always says, don't thank me, boss. He says, you've been great, you know. Those are the guys you want on your side.
Yep.
You know, those are the guys. Steven's been with us now 9 years.
Got to have a starting five.
Yeah. I used to be part of it, but they threw me out.
Always come off the bench.
Yeah, I'm like a bench player now. So, you know, everybody, I moved upstairs, you know, started helping Shelly upstairs, you know.
Wonderful.
Partially because he was tired of me.
Right.
And partially it's just a little bit easier on me.
Has Shelly accepted that quite well or not?
Yeah, I think so. We work well together. We've been, you know, hey, celebrate 25 years next week, me and my wife. So
Congratulations.
Yeah, April 17th, 25 years. So, you know, we spend every waking minute at that restaurant. You know, everybody's like, I can't believe it. And you go out with your wife every Monday? I said, yeah. Like every Monday. My brother, I cannot believe you go out with your wife every Monday. I said, yeah. I said, that's the one day we are not at the restaurant. You know, and you still have to have a life.
Yeah.
But, and he's taking a lot of pressure off. So we didn't always go out every Monday. But it's kind of nice.
Awesome.
It's kind of nice. You know, he does half the thinking now, if not more. And, you know, it's kind of taking some pressure off us.
What does Grandpa think about your new ideas, menu changes, and trying things up?
You know,
You gonna tell the truth?
you know, I haven't tried a lot of my stuff, and he likes a lot of the stuff, honestly. Like, you know, when that hot honey pizza came out, well, honestly, I can't even take credit for that one. That was Mom's idea, but I just kind of, oh yeah, it's great pizza. But no, Grandpa was like, that sounds disgusting. What is hot honey? Like, you know, that's one of our better things, you know. But you know, his taste palate's changed a lot too. He eats ham and beans every Wednesday now. You know, he never used to eat pork.
We always joke. Shout out to Emo. Shout out to Emos.
Yeah, shout out
Hey,
Emos.
Emo's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, go to my restaurant, sure, but eat lunch at Emo's. Because
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, every time my dad walks in that door, you know, my dad doesn't always smile anymore. But when we walk in that door and they all come over there and say hello.
Yeah, they're so nice. One of the better spots around.
Yeah, they're just, you know, who would have thought my dad's favorite restaurant's Emo's? I was like, dang, Dad, I own a restaurant too, you know? He's like, yeah, but they got the ham and beans, son.
Yeah.
Like, no, I mean, you know, and you know, I just think that's a small community thing. You know, I mean, you got Emo behind the counter. I don't know what age he is, but he's not young.
Yeah.
You know, you got his kids in there. They're holding the door for Dad as he walks in. You know, they're helping him out. You know, he's in a wheelchair now, so you know they're helping him get out. You know, it's just you don't.
Their
get that.
restaurant atmosphere feels almost similar or the same as your guys' restaurant
I agree.
atmosphere.
I agree.
It's family.
I
It's,
agree.
Hey, you're one of the Crow.
Every time my dad walks
I
in,
mean,
he-
a lot of them look alike. So I mean,
I think my dad still thinks that Emo's Doc, my grandpa. I'm like, Dad, that's not my grandpa. He's like, he sure looks like him. Like, yeah, that's not him.
yeah.
No, I mean, you know, we love going there, you know, and they come to our restaurant too. You know, I mean, that's, you know, I love when I go out to eat. This is when we always get. We go out to eat like at noontime. You know, and of course the Circle, Deep Roots, Flossie's, Alley-by. You know, downtown we try to keep everything Blue Dog.
Yeah.
And you know, I see people. Oh, I can't believe you eat out. Well, we got to eat too.
You got to eat too.
You know, and you
Yeah.
know, and we want to support these businesses too. You know, I mean, we basically go downtown. If it's not Emo's, of course, but we go downtown and we try to support everybody downtown. And same way, I mean, Deep Roots comes to our place once a week.
Yeah.
Who would have thought you guys would have joined, you know, or would have been neat to have that relationship with Spirited? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, how's that worked out for you?
Well, I mean, when they came to me and said what they wanted to do, I said, "You're crazy." I said, but it was right after Mike Fack had passed away. We all know Mike. He was in your guys' business, and I said, "You're crazy. That's just a dump." Mike, I said, "There's nothing even clean there." He said, "Can we do it?" I'm sure, sure. You know, within a year, they have this beautiful place that's top notch. I mean, you're not going to get
Yeah.
any better than Spirit Republic.
40 taps.
Yeah, you're not going to get any better than them. And the thing is they're good people. You know, and when you deal with good people, good things happen.
Yeah.
You know, and then you got Lisa and John, who's opened up Top Hat, who, again, is going through struggles. I mean, they're coming off a winter. You know, they're
Right.
coming off the same thing. Their prices are jacked up because they're small business. And it's just this small business. If we don't stick together, we ain't going to be here. You know, so it's been nice to have Spirited Top Hat, and all of us right there on the same patio, you know. I mean, you can throw Mama's in there. I mean, Mama's does a phenomenal breakfast job.
Right.
But I talk to Mamas every day, and they're like, hey, Nick, how are we going to do it? You know, and they're like, just keep fighting it, you know. And they all work nonstop, again, with not enough help. But, you know, they're family-oriented. They put the food out, and they put the product out, you know. And that's what we like to think of our little area up there is, you know, we're here for a reason. You know, we're here to support the community. You know, we have a ton of business that comes from Bloomington, Springfield, Champaign, and Peoria.
Yes.
But our main base is Lincoln. I said, we are here for the community. We always have been. We've always, you know, funded everything in the community.
Yeah.
You know, we just ask the community to keep coming to
support
us.
you, yes.
Keep coming to Spirit. Keep coming to Top Hat. You know, show them some love. You know, it's times are tough right now. I mean, you know, we're busy as heck. I mean, we all know that. Everybody sees the whole parking lot full, and everybody says, oh, Guzzardo's is busy. Guzzardo's is busy. Yeah, we are. But you know what? We're busy because we have the community that supports us in the surrounding areas. And we thank you. You know, we thank the whole community. We thank the surrounding areas. But we still ask for your support.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, that's wonderful. What new items are you working on for the menu?
Yeah. So
You can, whatever you want to talk.
well, I think my dad was always good at brunches, and I think we're going to bring one back on Mother's Day. So,
Really?
So
Wonderful.
we're going to bring it back on Mother's Day.
Breaking news, folks.
Breaking news. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows. So don't break it too fast, because if I change my mind by tomorrow, you may have to have me back on tomorrow. No, it's
Look at the Facebook in a few weeks.
it's set in stone. It's set in stone.
Mother's Day brunch. That's
Mother's
awesome.
Day. It's full out old style buffet. So we're keeping it traditional.
Wonderful.
It'll be your salads, your fruits, your breakfast, your lunch, your prime rib, your dessert, your drinks. It'll
Fried
be
chicken,
everything,
waffles.
everything you want.
Really?
It'll be we've already set it all up to where we can fit it all in the middle room at the dining room. And so we'll have reservations for sure. And we'll also have walk-ins, but it'll be from 10 to 2 on Mother's Day. And so we suggest, you bring your mom out, cook for her one day. And we used to do them at the depot.
Yeah.
We used to do them at the Elks, and we always had a wonderful feedback. So we're going to, luckily, I got some good help now. And so we're going to give it a shot. So, Mother's Day, you're going to see it in the next couple days. The brochures are done.
Oh, wonderful.
It's coming out, and we're going to start taking reservations next week. So, yes, it is breaking news. Not a lot of people know. Yeah, everybody knows because, it's always been... Everybody always says, why don't you open on Sunday? Well, we're pretty religious people, and I'm not saying that's why we don't answer, but we like our staff
There's time to rest
have
with
the
your
opportunity. If you're church people, go to church. Have the opportunity to spend a day with your family, that's fine. Just we've always chose that. Well, now it's time to, we went around for Easter, and we looked around, nobody has a full out spread for Easter, and it was just like, you want to go out with your family, it's time for us to step up to the plate. Have your family come up. The Spirit's going to open up early. Top Hat's going to be open. We're going to have the full patio's going to be open. We'll have a full spread. So it's just time for us to, step up the plate on Sundays and get these families what they want.
So if people don't know if they want to sit there on the patio and eat or order,
Sure.
not just for the brunch, but, throughout the week, do you have servers that come down?
Sure. Yeah.
Or how does that work exactly?
Well, it used to be... about a year ago, we switched over from doing everything in paper at Spirit because it just kind of got it. People were like, well, I got to open everything up. So now we do have a server over there now. So anytime in the patio, we have a server out there 100%. Inside the Spirit, sometimes the kitchen will take care of you, but we still have it served on plates with real silver and everything. So we've kind of gone away from the to-go stuff. Just I think people like it on the plates and everything. It's just easier. But it's definitely over there has been like almost a side dining room. And now we got to, like my dad's in a wheelchair. Where's he eat? He goes Spirited. We only men, 10 of us have family. Whenever my family comes home to visit, we go in there, we have a nice family dinner. Spirit takes care of us. We bring the food over. Everything's done.
That's awesome.
So, it's kind of been a blessing for sure.
It's made the restaurant a little more handicap accessible.
Well, yeah, that helps.
Yeah, no, I get that. So, no, that's awesome that you guys can do that.
Yep, they've just been great to deal with. I mean, I don't know if you guys know Colleen and Bussy and Troy, but they're 100% in for this town. This town is their heart. I mean, nobody takes and does all that work if they're not committed to this town.
Right.
And you don't build a brewery, and you don't get your brewery license, and you don't start distributing unless you're committed. They could have went and done that in any town. Bussy goes to Bloomington every day to work. They chose Lincoln to come here and start this little trifecta, and it's just been a blessing.
Yeah. And then also, too, giving back to the downtown square.
Sure.
I mean, Christmas this year looked beautiful.
Oh, it's the best I've ever seen it.
Yeah, the
I
courthouse
wish
looked
they'd
really
leave those
cool.
lights up here around.
I do, too.
I mean, I
Yeah.
guess it makes it amazing when it's there, but man,
Yeah, I guess
they
you're
did.
right.
They did a great job. They've done a great job on that. That downtown committee, they meet every Tuesday.
Right.
I don't. Again,
I've missed.
Again,
I've
it's
missed
pretty.
some
Again,
meetings.
it's
No,
pretty
I
early.
know. I'm downtown too.
Again,
I've
it's
missed
pretty
some
early,
meetings.
but Colleen and Lisa, they come in and get my input, and they come in and they go tell them,
Yeah.
But that downtown committee, we never had that before. All we had was people fighting over what side of the square you want to be on, or and
Right.
those days are over.
No.
Those days are over. Now it's time to small
work
communities
together.
to come together and just quit having the bitterness and just get it done.
Yeah. No, it's wonderful.
It is. That downtown square is amazing.
So we're going to have a Father's Day brunch, possibly.
And we'll see how Mother's Day goes.
Let's get through Mother's
That
Day
answer will
first.
be answered in exactly 3 weeks or whatever.
So
Mother's
we'll
Day.
have you back on, and yes, we can make that
No, but
announcement.
we talked about I've mentioned to him, of course, there's two mind frames here.
Right.
Me, traditional, give the people what they want. Him, Dad, I want to do something a little fancier. So, we're going to start out as this traditional buffet, but it's not to say that in 6 months we don't come out with a little fancier buffet.
Yeah.
No, that's neat, yeah.
It's going to have the bacon jam. It's going to have the short rib. It's going to have the stuff that nobody up there knows how to make except him. Of course, I'm pretty good at frying chicken and cooking prime rib. I don't know if you guys notice that or not, but
Yes.
he's ready to go a different route.
And the lobster is my favorite.
And I'm definitely ready to go a different route, too. I mean, I couldn't be any prouder. It's time for me to step aside, and I have. I know you get mad at me, but I'm doing my best to stay out of this way.
What does Mom think about all of this?
She's just along for the ride. Mom loves it.
Mom loves it. Mom works hard than both of us, to be honest.
Yeah, she does.
I mean, she's the one that keeps it in line. This, I hate to say it, but she's a little bit like my mom. Like she'll tell you when you're wrong, for sure, but she'll compliment you when you're right, and she's proud of him too. That's for sure. I mean, we get home, so just let JT do it. I'm like, oh, okay, just let JT. It used to be just let Nick do it. Now it's like, just let JT do it. I'm like, okay, what is Nick supposed to do? Just pay the bills. I'm like, okay, just pay the bills. Great, I'm turning into my dad. So
No,
which
that's
is
awesome.
fine too. I mean, it means we made it.
Yeah.
And doesn't mean we're always going to be here. Like, we can go just as fast as we came.
But that's awesome. But 4 generations, and like we talked, before we went on air, that there was a restaurant there in Pontiac that's been in business for 40 years, and they're not there anymore.
I think a lot of restaurants are closer to not being able to make the cut as people think.
Yeah, I think
it can happen
people
overnight.
are living. It can. You're exactly right. You looked at Alexander's.
Yeah.
Everybody says, every time we go to Alexander's, we're busy. Well, it doesn't matter.
Everyone and their mother's been to Alexander's once or twice, but what about since COVID? You know what I mean? We haven't gone.
I mean, you look at Bonanza. The Borst family was amazing to this town.
Yeah.
I mean, they gave their heart and soul to this town. Nobody saw that coming. He warned me about a year before. He's like, not a chance, Nick. I said, it's not a chance because you got all this. I mean, we don't say the negative word, the salad bar, but we wouldn't be in business at all if we'd have kept salad bar.
Not at all.
Really?
How many salad bars you see?
Well, yeah, you're right.
How many buffets you see?
There's
None. You can't make it. You can't. Those restaurants aren't going to make it. They haven't made it. Old Country closed. Bonanza closed.
Well, any lasting messages you want to give our listeners? We've already did the breaking news,
that was the news we wanted to get out for
the
sure.
Mother's Day brunch from, you said 10 to 2?
10 to 2, we'll be taking reservations.
And start taking reservations next week, then possibly
Tuesday next week. Everything will come out this weekend.
Awesome. Hopefully.
Yeah, no, it'll be out.
If you're itching for a buffet, I mean, there's not a lot around.
It's just a traditional buffet. Bring your mom up. It's not going to happen every week.
Right.
But it's going to happen.
Something special.
And it's going to be, it's going to be special.
That is wonderful.
And you guarantee that he's going to make it good. I promise you that.
That's awesome. Well, folks, thank you for listening to Viewpoint. You can also, if you missed part of it, you can tune in on YouTube. We'll have it on our YouTube channel. And to the Guzzardo family, thank you for believing in Logan County and staying here with us and giving back. You know, we truly do appreciate you guys, the entire family. So thank you so much. So
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks.
thank you. The Lord and weather willing, we'll be back next week on Viewpoint.